Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Paperboy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And you're having all kinds of problems over
Not
there.
anymore. I solved it.
And today we had Octon Toe Shan. It's easy for me to say.
Sure, yeah.
Scotch.
John Cox toasted. Yeah,
And it was, what'd you think of it today?
It was average,
It gave you the shivers.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit of the shivers. And want to thank everybody for coming on out. Is anybody here yet, Mr. Magazine?
Yeah, we got a whole crew going on here. We got lovely Lori's first out the box, Marvelous Michael, and shockingly delightful Dawn is number 3. She's on time, and yes, we can believe it. We want to believe it. Trust me. Super Stevens in the house. Tremendous Troy. Let's see what he's got to say. Drink the fridge empty. Not yet, but we're getting there. Let's see who else we got going on. Sugar Rush. Better than a Candy Rush, right?
That's true. Might be what he was talking about, the Sugar Rush from the candy. Stop listening. Oh, nice.
Sounds like my wife. All right. And a juvenile John Jones is in the house. It's the first J that came to my mind. Jeez. Ferocious Feral Girl Vintage. Cool cards in the house.
2 weeks in a row. Nice. Local Ron.
Local Ron. I was going to say raunchy Ron. I can't say raunchy Ron. It's Local Ron. That's his name. You can't take that away from him. And that's it.
So we're going to start the show off as we always do when we try to get it back on track.
A little hot in here. Sorry.
How are sales out there, everybody? How are your sales, Mr. Magazine? Let us know how your sales were also.
It's like a pattern, and I'm going to blame it on Halloween, even though it's probably eBay regardless of the holiday. But, yeah, they were crappy Saturday and Sunday. Monday was crappy, and then we're seem to be getting back on track again. Amazon's been pretty steady. It's edging up towards that, Black Friday day. Little by little, we're having a little better days. So I see the light at the end of the tunnel there.
How about everybody else out there? How are your sales doing?
I want to know how your whatnot sales are more than anything. But go ahead.
Okay, you will hear. The eBay sales are okay. Amazon is down. The other sites, Etsy finally sold an item today. It had gone 13 days in a row with no Etsy sales, and then today we finally sold an item. So Etsy's definitely down. Kick the chair up and run my feet. There you go. So I'm thinking John Jones isn't doing overly well there, or he's doing so well he's got his feet up and he's got his minions doing all the work.
Yeah, true.
But enough about Mr. Magazine. I did sell one item on paperboy.com.
Nice.
And I did sell one item on Biblio.
Wow.
So when I sell as many items on my own website as I do on Etsy, that's telling you Etsy's got a problem.
You ever sell big items on those sites, Biblio or Etsy?
No,
it's $50, $100, something like that.
No. It's just all stuff that I just kind of have that because it lists so fast on Biblio. I put the stuff on there rather than Amazon.
Like cheaper.
$3 to $5.
Are you talking about whatnot or something else here?
Exactly. You're funny. You're a funny guy. Good couple of days and it craps out for a couple of days. Yep.
Are we talking about marriage? What are we talking about here? I'm so confused.
Sunday, Monday, good. Not much since then. Okay.
Opposite of me.
Starting to pick up a little bit again. Nice.
Glad to hear
nice.
That. Well, if it picks up a little more, hopefully I can sell you some Life magazines.
There you go. Sales are yeah, kind of. What you're gonna welcome him?
Awesome Amazon seller is in the house.
There you go.
And yes, kind of okay. It's about it.
Off and on.
Yeah, we got a trend here. Oh, Marvelous Michelle's in the house. How's it going? How are your sales as well?
Look at that, personalized.
Yeah,
a little better today and yesterday. Okay. What? eBay sales and not. Oh, what not? See what he did?
Yeah. Gotcha. I like that.
So my Facebook sale Monday was postponed.
Oh, why is that?
Because I had all the stuff pulled out. I was all set to put it up. And then I said, hey, what's Monday? Halloween.
Yeah.
I said, I'm pretty sure that Grandma, take us out trick-or-treating. Listen, you little snot-nosed brat, I can't. I'm watching Paperboy over on Facebook.
True.
I don't think I can compete with Halloween. So I said, that was really good. I played both parts. So I did really well. So I pushed off that for 1 week just because of that.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to lose every single time competing with Halloween.
Jeez.
I don't want it to bother you about more Life magazines. You're coordinating the Atlanta stuff, plus you need new snow tires. There you go.
Oh, all right.
But you don't need new snow tires if you buy the Life magazines. Put them in a truck. That'll push the car
That is
down.
true. Yeah,
Give you a lot of weight.
Great traction. Yeah, you don't have to buy those tire chains either. Yeah.
As to whatnot, yesterday's show I did, it was all ephemera, $170.
Okay.
And it was a fun show. I think I sold 35 out of 49 lots, so 70% sell through.
Good.
It was a fun show. It was a good show.
Cool.
I think I sold to 12 different people, which actually is a lot of people to sell to for me on there. But 8 of them were regulars and 4 were new.
A lot of packing going on.
4 will be future regulars.
Cool.
So yeah, I'm quite happy with that over there. People are going to want to. Well, I'm not gonna. I can neither confirm nor deny that at this moment. How about one thing I wanted to bring up about sales, and I don't know if anybody caught this or not. I know a lot of the people out there watching right now are fans of Don, the auction professor, and you know how he does the end and sell similar.
Yep.
He actually said in his most recent live video that he has cut back. He used to be, and I'm going to misquote him slightly because I didn't write down the exact numbers, but he was doing the end and sell similar something like 3 times a month on a given item. He was just doing it regularly, and I'm making it up because I don't remember his numbers, but 4,000 items a day every, so what were 3,000, whatever it worked out to
every day.
Yeah. But first 2,000 a day, next 2,000 the next day, and so on. He said that he's noticed that that's not working so well for him anymore. And he's down to just flipping it 1 time a month.
Wow.
Which what I found interesting about that is, and you can run the tape, last week on the show, I mentioned that a lot of older stuff was selling. And I'm still seeing older stuff sell. How about you?
Yeah, we still have older stuff from 2009, 2010.
And it's selling.
Yeah.
Which makes me wonder, when I put everything together, I wonder if eBay didn't go and change the algorithm a little bit, where it was very, very strongly pushing newly listed, which if you end and sell similar is something newly listed, that maybe they tweaked it a little bit, and now it's given some visibility to older items, because I noticed last week that older stuff was selling, and then he went and he said that he's changing his pattern on and sell similars is not working as well anymore. So it makes you wonder if they didn't change their algorithm a little bit. I'd like to know if other people are noticing older items selling. Might be.
Popular Popeyes in the house. How's it going?
Oh, 3 weeks. Did well, but only do an hour. Wiped me out. Good luck to you, Popeyes. I had COVID back in April of 2021, and you can watch. I was on a live show when I had it, as a matter of fact. You're going to feel a little wiped out for a while there, but good luck to you. That's a tough thing there. Wow, that's love. Definitely can. It's so good luck to you, Popeyes. I was wondering. I hadn't seen you for a while over there, so good day. I actually mentioned you in a comment when our latest video, when we were talking about going wholesale. I mentioned how you had bought the 1 million postcards, and I said, if you list, Whatnot is a godsend for you because you can wholesale the things out. Imagine trying to list 1 million postcards one by one.
Never happened.
It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
So will even you, Mr. Whatnot hater, admit that in a case like that, maybe there's a place for Whatnot in a place like that when you have 1 million postcards?
Yeah, unless we get Paul scanning like sports cards and you list 10,000 over a weekend.
No, there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know if you can or not. So I have down the excuse of the week for the bad sales, and Mr. Magazine already hit on it. I think it's the Halloween. I really do think that was a big thing there. And I think that the election, I think it'll be really interesting to see, the election is November 8th, and then there'll be all the frantic coverage after the election for a few days.
Right.
So let's say November 14th, 15th. I think that'll be a good time. That if it turns around then we'll know it was all the nonsense with the election. Yeah. If it doesn't turn around then it's a deeper seated problem. And I fear it might be a deeper seated problem because, my father and cousin are running B&L Comics in Parma, Ohio. Stop on by for all your comic needs. And he was saying that a lot of people are trying to sell stuff now just because they need the money.
Yeah.
And I've been watching Heritage Auctions, like I mentioned last week, And so I was bidding again this week, and prices are really coming down. I mean, things that were $800, not on everything, but a lot. I'll give you the perfect example. Marvel, number 15, the first appearance of Master of Kung Fu, Special Marvel Edition 15. Yeah. And I forget the grade. It was like a 7.5, something like that. It got up to selling for $800 in February of 2022.
Yeah.
One sold like 2 weeks ago for $5 something. One just sold for like $495 or $505 or something like that. So, and that's not the only one that has come down by like 60% off of its highs.
Crazy.
So the prices are on their way down.
I can imagine all, sports cards, autograph, everything's going to be dropping a little bit right now. Calm before the storm, hopefully.
Well, but that's going to be interesting. What are you doing Saturday, Mr. Magazine?
Am I going to the comic show?
Yep.
Okay.
So there's a comic show Saturday locally, which I'll be going to as well. And it's going to be interesting to kind of gauge from the dealers. I'm going to ask a lot of the dealers how their sales are. And it's going to be interesting to gauge whether they have a good show or not. And I know you've got a couple of friends who set up as well. So definitely do ask them how they did at it afterwards. Because it'll be interesting to see if they're expecting to be doing the sales that they've been doing, or if they're lowering prices already, seeing that they got to move product. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Sure.
How about any buys? Anybody buying out there? How about you, Mr. Magazine? I'm going to say yes.
Yep, absolutely. I got a deal going on in Missouri that Aaron is driving to, I think, this week coming up. And then I found another deal that Aaron can continue driving towards. A good friend of ours lives in South Carolina, and he's been promising to sell his Star Wars 1/6 scale Hot Toys Sideshow Studio collection to me for about a year now. And finally, he's bit the bullet, and I'm going to buy the whole collection. He's got about 60 or 70 of these things. And, they're the 12 to 15-inch statues, great detail. They go for $200 to $1,000. So we got the whole collection coming. So I guess Aaron's going to have to drive to Missouri. Then he's going to bring the stuff back. And then I think a week later, he's going out with the truck and getting everything in South Carolina. Then he's going to bring it all to me probably mid-November. So a couple big deals. Like every month we hit a couple big deals. It's hard to stop it, but it is what it is.
Wow. I spent $12 on books at a church sale.
There you go.
So
but you're probably going to make $112.
Hopefully I make more than that. I don't like to waste my time. And there's also, and I'm not sure, I was not sworn to secrecy that I'm aware of. And this, I don't know why I'm putting this in the buy section. Actually, well, I'll tell you why. Because there's a couple of things. I'm starting to look around at book sales, church sales, and all that kind of stuff. There's going to be, remember how there was Paper Palooza? There's going to be, I don't know the title of it yet, but Book Palooza type deal.
Cool.
And I've been invited to sell in that as well at some point. So we're still working the logistics out of that. But now when I'm going around, I'm looking for books that I think will sell good at that as well.
Good idea.
So look, I can be in Paper Palooza and Book Palooza.
Big time. Yeah.
Hey, there you go. The only person left selling and whatnot at some point, other than Popeyes.
Peddler Palooza.
Wow. Actually listed 1 million airplane cards on eBay. Did 67 listings. Oh,
well,
there you go. I may have to hire you, Popeyes. And then I did buy some playbills from a subscriber who reached out to me and had some for sale. I want to give a shout out to that subscriber. They know who they are. And very easy to deal with, very fast shipping, very, very happy. I've not opened it yet, but I'm certain, it's going to be a good deal when all is said and done. Good for them, good for me. So that's good.
Yeah.
Sourcing hiatus. Oh, there you go, Don. What are those? I don't know what those are. And then another guy I've dealt with, a local guy, texted me a bunch of pictures of a buy he was on. The people have books, and they're going to be contacting me as well at some point. He gave my number. So that's, we've always talked very, very heavily about networking and how important it is. And no doubt at all about it. I mean, this gentleman was in a house call, buying what he wanted. They had books. He wants nothing to do with the books. Hey, call my buddy.
Right.
So at some point that will be as well. And, yeah, you did notice I cleaned the car out a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Got a bunch of stuff out of the car.
You're working towards the back, I see.
No, I cleaned the back all out, and then I moved the stuff from the front to the back.
Oh, okay, so the back seat, I didn't see anything in the back
No,
seat.
I moved all the stuff from there to the back.
Great, nice.
Loco Mike did give me a call. I guess there was a card show over in Batavia this last week.
Yes, there was.
And he wanted to know if I wanted to go to it with him, and I said, I appreciate it, but he gave me a call Saturday night, and I was already...
I had a customer come in, he went with his kid to give him the experiences. His kid's like 8, 10 years old, likes the Yankees and Mets. I think they're New York fans, and Daryl Strawberry was there, and Greg Nettles. He couldn't believe they're charging like $50 to $60 an autograph. He goes, you can get them certified on eBay for half that price. I said, unless you really want to meet them, you're better off just buying it there,
Yeah, but we've talked about that any number of times in our videos.
Yeah.
About how the, that stuff, you spend a lot more money on that. But again, you're also doing it to meet and greet.
Yeah, if it's someone you like and you want to meet them, then it's worth it. If it's, someone like, I could care less about Greg Nettles. I did like him, but I mean, I'd rather just buy the ball.
Right. Yep. And then I remember last week I had mentioned that the local auction house was having its auction. So I looked on the picture, a lot of glassware, a lot of stuff like that. It was actually a pretty good setup he had over there, apparently, with lots and lots of cabinets and all the stuff.
Yeah.
But he did list ephemera, but I didn't see any picture. And I said, I don't need to buy anything. I'm not going to drive. It's about a 45-minute drive. You drive out there, you park.
Yeah.
By the time you put 2, 3, 4 hours in, and that's just if he puts up what you want right away.
Right.
And I said, I've got plenty of stuff, so I don't need that. So didn't end up going to that. And you bought another thing, Mr. Magazine.
I did.
Oh, 2 storage units and 2 bedrooms. Oh, I have 2 storage units. Yeah.
Nice Novas in the house. How's it going?
I thought you bought some catalytic converters.
Oh, here we go. I am supposed to. So the good news is my basement is done as far as we know. No issues. I don't think we'll have any more rambling stories right now. But the early rambling stories is that the box truck we used it a couple weeks ago to move boxes from the pod at the warehouse to the U-Haul storage unit to make room for truckload number 3 of the 18-wheeler. So we did that. Everything was good. Say it was 2 Mondays ago. Then Thursday, before load 3 was coming in, we needed to pull it out of the loading dock to get trailer 3 in there. Started it up. This horrendous loud noise, sounds like, I don't know, a Tyrannosaurus Rex screaming. Never heard anything like it. We didn't know what was going on. I needed the truck inspected, so we brought it over a couple doors down. And I had 2 catalytic converters stolen, along with the whole exhaust system off my truck, which is an ongoing thing now that people are doing. The bad part is, it's worse than that, is there's 2 catalytic converters in my truck. And because of the short supply, you can only get them from dealers. So 2 catalytic converters is $6,500.
Oh,
plus there's a $500 surcharge on both. There's some law about it. It's at $7,500 plus labor. So you're looking at $9,000 total to replace 2 catalytic converters.
Oh.
So guess what? I'm getting a new box truck. I'm going to take that insurance money and just get a new truck. I mean, that's outrageous.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
Wow. Unrelated, Paperboy just listed 2 catalytic converters on eBay. What model were they for?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. 2014 Chevy C3500.
So if anybody needs those, reach out to Paperboy. Completely unrunelated to Mr. Magazine's story.
People aren't selling them on eBay. They're actually scrapping them for the platinum. But hey, to each his own.
Definitely a nice collection of Christmas Valentine cards still in her envelopes. Oh, very nice. Very nice. And we do need your help today again. We need a lot of help. Oh, you can say hello to Jeff.
Jeff's in the house. How's it going?
If you could reach out in the feed, give us some ideas for next week's show, because next week's a very special show.
It's going to be very boring.
Why don't you tell them why?
I will not be here next Wednesday. I think we gave him a heads up a couple weeks ago, but there's a local trade show I do. I set up, bring a bunch of autograph frame pictures, and it's called IMS, International Monetary System, I believe. And I'll be there. I do it once a year. It's our holiday show. So have a little fun, break away from the regular retail end of it, and, sell some stuff.
So Random Neighborhood Kid will be co-hosting with me. So if anybody has any good ideas for us to do a show with an outsider's perspective, he's around the business a little bit, but he's got his own things going on. He doesn't really know a lot about it. Mm-hmm. So if anybody has any good ideas, say in the feed, email them to us. We're easy enough to reach. Contact us and give us some ideas, because I'm grasping at straws right now.
All right.
I have to make that clown interesting. Well, then again, I do it every week anyway.
Make sure he wears a hat and hoodie.
That is true. I do it every week anyway. So.
And Don, by the way, the floor is not fixed yet. Still got the burn mark, but I think the floor guy's coming this Sunday. And for the record, we have a nice rug over it, so you can't even tell that it's in there. We got a bunch of framed pictures and jerseys up. So once it's all done, we'll do like a virtual video, maybe throw it up there.
Nice. Time to head on into Glitch of the Week. Big cables around the catalytic converters. There you go.
All right. I heard they got a cage you can get, or an alarm system. So That's my biggest concern. Once I get the new one, they're going to try it again, obviously. So, that is true. Yeah.
And I got to deal with him complaining, so not easy for me either.
Lewis is in the house.
Use my death files in my bartering pile. There you go. There you go. So time for a glitch of the week. We had a few glitches this past week. You had to cancel an order.
Did I?
You did.
Okay.
The gentleman emailed, said he couldn't pay. He tried, and when he was on the pay page, everything just kept circling. When he called eBay, they said that PayPal was down and put in a ticket, but he still couldn't pay, so we just had to cancel it. Cellbrite had another problem.
Okay.
The top of the page. While in-app performance has improved, our engineering team is continuing to investigate these issues to uncover and address root cause. Thank you for your patience.
Okay.
Now, I was completely unaware there was any problem at all, but they apparently have had major glitches, given that they're telling us they're fixing their glitches. Another thing is when you move from a buy it now to an auction, because if I go and I relist something into the store right now, tomorrow morning when I go to list a new item, it's automatically set up as a buy it now. Sometimes I don't notice that right away, and then I say, oh, I got to change it to auction. The weight drops out down below. So then you have to put a weight in again. It's like, well, wait a minute. If it weighed 8 ounces as a buy it now, I'm going to bet it still weighs 8 ounces as an auction. Sure. It's not like the changing an auction changes the weight.
Right.
But that ends up happening. And I know Dawn had commented for her glitch that she was having a problem that templates aren't showing up right away when she goes to sell similar.
Still happening.
You've had that too?
No, she's saying it's
she's still happening. Okay, there you go. There you go. Yep. And
that'll get them.
Yeah, the problem is somebody hurts themselves and then they sue you.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's actually there. It just shows up after I click outside of the text box. Jeez. I tried to put some money in PayPal and I got an error that said, this is a great error message. Things appear not to be working right now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay. They appear to be.
You and me both.
How about you fix them? But the winner this week of Glitch of the Week is, they decided to quit paying me yesterday. I saw red circle exclamation underpayments. Told they forgot to email me. Oh, geez. Keep that thought in mind because Mr. Magazine and I are going to go into that in a moment. But I win Glitch of the Week. So you and I are both on Web Interpret. And when items sell, they show up in the unsold.
Yep.
So you've got your auction listings alongside unsold listings. So I highlighted and hit delete.
Right.
Unfortunately, I highlighted the 32 items I wanted to relist instead of the 5 items I wanted to delete. So I did the wrong one and then I hit delete and I said, oh, geez. So then I had to go to completed auctions and relist manually 32 items. So I win the Glitch of the Week this week. Got to be able to do that once in a while. But yeah, what Michelle's talking about there, I sent them nothing. Yep. You're going to get it. Mr. Magazine got it last week. I got it today. They require a passport, a driver's license or something else. The issue that I had today is it said, we need to have this to continue paying you. Please get it to us by like January 23rd or something like that.
But it kept showing up. Like it wasn't going. It was annoying, that big red thing.
Yep, there's a big red band there. So I used the CZUR Scanner and I scanned my license front and back and attached it. And it said, oh, picture's too small. It needs to be a certain size. And I'm like, what am I going to do now? So literally what I did is I took a piece of paper, stuck it down, put the license on the paper, scanned it. So all of a sudden the license is like this small on this big giant paper, put it through. We have accepted this. You're fine. I'm like, okay.
Wow. Never works.
So I didn't have any problem at all with that. But yeah, you are going to get that. It is completely legitimate and you do have to take care of it. Again, front and back of the license and just attach it to it. And there were no problems for you, right?
No, nice.
No problem at all for me on that too. Site changes. I saw, and this is kind of funny. On the eBay page, along the top, it said there was a big red thing. It said "Save Now," and I'm like, I'm thinking computer speak, like save now. What am I saving this page? Am I saving my template? What am I click on the save now because I go, what am I saving? Oh, I might as well save the page. Who knows? Click on it. It comes to buy things that I can buy. I started laughing. I go, oh, save now, like save money now. It's like you can't just have a thing out of nowhere floating there that says save now.
It was a hack.
Jeez, but I would have been hacked. Gonna head on in. Believe it or not, I didn't get, and you didn't send me, there were no insulting offers of the week this week.
Wow.
There was no, so let us know your insulting offers of the week. I think that last week when they offered him, Mr. Magazine, £1 on the 5,000 pound thing.
That was a doozy.
I think everybody else took a look at that and said, wow, we cannot compete with that. No. So there were no insulting offers this week.
Card guys sending $1 to $3 offers on $7 to $10 ones, which to me it's insulting, but
it's run of the mill insulting. It's just the usual insulting stuff. Yeah.
There's still a lot, but it's just, borderline insulting.
Yeah, no, I didn't get any insulting offers at all this week. Not getting offers tends to do that. Gonna head into Local Mike's segment, the one that he suggested, item of the week. And I want to show you something. Are you aware of, you're obviously aware of original art for comic books.
Yeah.
And what is a page of, I don't know, just a common page of original art from a mainstream comic book, not some little independent?
It's gotta be $50, $100, right?
Yeah, I just sold to the Nam, which was a Vietnam War based comic series from Marvel. $75 a piece for the pieces of original art. Cool. I made some money on them. I bought them at Heritage. I'm happy with that sale. I listed them, I think, 125. I got 75 each out of them. Cool. So original art, and it was from the 90s or 90s, I believe that was. Yeah. $75 a piece. You get back into the 70s, you're talking a fair amount more money.
Yeah.
Now, what about if you had a piece of original art from them with a big character, like a Superman or whatever? You're talking
$500 or more, right? It's got to be.
So I ended up picking up at Heritage. Unfortunately, it's not a comic book one.
Ooh, wow. I'm jealous of that already. Coloring book?
Nice call. From a coloring book from the 1970s, Batman.
Yeah, cool.
Good opportunity to pick up actual 1970s original art.
Pretty nice.
For things like that.
What do you do with that?
But yeah, I mean, it's drawn for a coloring book, so it doesn't have, the greatest of all art on it as far as, it's not greatly detailed because kids are going to color it and all that kind of stuff. But again, it's a one-of-a-kind thing, and it's something rather to look at when you're into collecting, because if you were to get a Batman comic from back then, you're spending many, many hundreds of dollars just for any piece of original artwork for it. Whereas something like this, Mr. Magazine gets for free as yet another gift for him.
Jesus, so great.
Wanted to show that to you, though, as that's a good opportunity to pick up some actual original art.
Someday, if I win the lottery tonight and I'm a billionaire, I'm going to get all my art that you got me framed.
Nice, very good.
And then we'll be the $1 billion peddlers.
Yes, we will be. Yes, we will be. So, but yeah, that's a place to look at, though, is kind of the art like that, because the comic art has kind of priced itself out of a lot of people's range from the 70s and things like that. Yeah, it definitely is. So that's a way to do it. Comic sells. There you go. So we got a couple of customer issues this week. All right, this is not really an issue, but Mr. Magazine sent me something that one of his customers said. We are generally a family show, so if you've got young ones away, I'm going to give you a moment for you to get them out of the room. Cover their ears, do whatever you have to do. Go ahead. All right. So Mr. Magazine sold a magazine on Amazon, Sissy Expose magazine, The Exquisite Brook 1990. I guess these magazines are for men that like to be dominated, to put it nicely, that kind of magazine. The person messaged Mr. Magazine after receiving the item. And again, please get the little ones out. The seller was very helpful and understanding. Well, that's a positive. Of course, I was wishing a little for them to talk to me like submissive sissy I act like, and start contacting me as Sissy Dallas, telling me time to obey and enjoy. I don't really know what else to
Let's
say
hope
about
Amazon
that.
never reads that one.
I really don't know what else to
I
say
forgot
about
that one. That's a doozy. Ooh, how about the lawsuit?
I probably shouldn't talk about that right now until after you talk to your lawyer. Mr. Magazine got something in the email that he's got to talk to his lawyer about, but we will bring you that in the future. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, and I'm sorry I emailed you about that, Mr. Magazine, but I do love the magazine. I will leave positive feedback.
Lee's in the house. How's it going?
Had another gentleman.
Antiquarian Bookman's in the house. How's it going?
Who, yeah, laughing out loud. What else can you possibly exactly?
Yeah, we do not disappoint. Every week there's something crazy going
on. Mr. Magazine got an email from somebody who was yelling about his outrageous shipping prices. Yeah, they're wonderful. About his outrageous shipping prices. And the gentleman told Mr. Magazine that you can mail a magazine in a brown envelope for $2 to $3 USPS first class. So he didn't understand Mr. Magazine's shipping costs. Mr. Magazine asked me to ban the gentleman, which I was more than happy to do. However, before I banned him, I emailed the gentleman back and I said, just to let you know, I said, these cannot go media mail. Media mail is what, $3.49 is the minimum.
Yeah.
So you're talking $3.60 if it's a 1 ounce magazine and you're shipping it next door. $3.60, not
1 ounce. It's tough to get a 1 ounce mag.
Right, but I'm just using that as an example, not $2 to $3.
Right.
So you're talking an 11 ounce magazine, and I'm not certain where the gentleman is.
I get a lot like this or similar with the people think I'm charging too much. Do they actually pay that from people? Why, or is that the first thing he's ever buying on eBay? And he thinks that's how cheap. Like he's never paid for shipping ever in his life, and now he thinks it's like 1978. No, I mean it's crazy.
Well, he buys the catalogs from me, and it says you could ship it to Zone 7 for $4.
But even if you shipped a medium mail, it's more than 2 to 3. So
yes.
No one on eBay would be charging 2 to 3 for a magazine.
No. And I said to the gentleman right before I banned him, I said, if you have a way that you can ship with an 11 ounce magazine with the required tracking for eBay, first class, for $2 to $3, you're in the wrong business. You need to patent whatever this idea is and sell it, and you will have buyers. Every person selling on eBay is going to buy whatever program he's got if it's legitimate.
Now, what if you just tape the magazine with tape, no packaging, and then put the label on the cover?
It's still going to cost you more than $2 to $3.
That's what I thought.
A couple of other interesting little things. You had a gentleman angry at you.
Don't I always?
Enough about me. Guy in Oregon was angrily asking why you don't ship to the United States as you live in the United States. Mr. Magazine sent that to me. I did a little bit of research. The gentleman was shopping on the UK site. So he's over on the UK site, lives in Oregon, shopping on the UK site, wanting him to ship, Mr. Magazine to ship something to the United States. Medium flat rate boxes are $5.95. Yep. I remember the medium flat rate envelopes were $3.20. That's when we started selling $3.20 back then.
I feel so old.
I actually changed my toner.
Wow, it's about time.
I got yelled at by Random Neighborhood Kid. I got yelled at by Mr. Magazine. And I sent something over here to Jeff, who's in the feed. And he yelled at me because I need to change my toner. And I finally changed my toner.
By the way, the mailman that day was complaining about you. And he said his boss says he doesn't have to send it out if he doesn't want to. If it's like they can make the call like this is never going to go through. If it doesn't scan, leave it behind. But he's a nice guy and he pushed them through for
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I changed the toner.
He said in the future, don't let it get that far because they could technically not ship it if they don't want to.
Okay, there we go. A couple of other things we did today. I spent a lot of time.
AJ's in the house and had the best 2 weeks since spring. Wow, that's impressive.
Nice.
Good for you.
Well, he's also been on vacation since spring.
Oh, all right then. Well, that makes a lot of sense if it's true.
I think the magazines are medium mail. First class is super cheap. Yep. But even then, the medium mail will be $3.49, not the $2 to $3. That's the crazy thing about it. Some sellers do price shipping low, but yeah, I haven't explained. And I do the free shipping, so I'm guilty of that as well on that over there. But I certainly, if somebody makes me like a $8 offer, I explain, look, this cost me $5 to ship it to you. I'm not making anything on it.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Yes, they certainly do. So we've changed a few things over on the YouTube. Sounds like an old man, the YouTube. I went back through all of the old videos, and I have moved. We had a lot of our Bolo videos in infotainment because we didn't used to have a Bolo video section. So we moved all of them there. So when you check the Bolos out, you can find some really early Bolos as well. They're all together. But I also added a new playlist called Uplifting, because too many people are very, very negative in the reselling business, and too many, there's a lot of negativity out there, I guess. And we try to be, for the most part, an upbeat show and a positive show. And there are times when we'll sit there and we'll just give you that pep talk. And I wanted to collect all those together in one spot. So that way, if you're feeling down, you can head on over there and watch some uplifting videos and get some positive reinforcement and positive thoughts once in a while. I think we have like 5 videos in there out of 600, so maybe we're not that uplifting, but there's still it's a start.
0.
That is true. That is true. It's a start. It's a start. Hey, I tell you, Jeff, times are tough. You got to sit there and you got to milk that toner to the last. You really do. Couple of other things. Oh, so I know you religiously look at the community section over on YouTube.
Ours. Yeah. Yeah.
So I had put up a Richie Rich comic book where the gentleman had 2 monitors, 2 TVs. Okay. Richie Rich did one for him and one for Dollar the Dog. And, Richie was living large in 1977, but now everybody's got multiple monitors for their computer and everything.
Yeah.
How many monitors do you have, Mr. Magazine?
I used to have like 3 or
you have 3
4
there,
yeah. I had 3 together, and then I had a TV and a warehouse camera. So I had like 6 screens, but now I'm down to just one big one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was telling Travis, who was commenting on it, why don't you tell him about, until very recently, the keyboard situation for Papergoy when he went to help you?
At your desk?
Yeah. I had to share a keyboard with somebody.
That's true.
I literally had to go in and unplug a keyboard from another user.
It was only like a month or 2. I just kept forgetting about
another month or it was much more than a month or 2.
I kept forgetting. He didn't complain as much as you.
Because I look over and you've got this. It's NASA didn't have as many monitors to land man on the moon.
I got a good keyboard too.
And I'm borrowing a keyboard from another.
It was pretty sad. I just had needed. You know what? If I email myself things to remember, I will do it. If I text or do anything else, I won't remember. And then my manager, who's a secretary, she forgets half the time. So I don't know what to tell you. There we go. Don says doing a montage of me saying putrid.
That is really, really nice. Yeah.
Omar's in the house. How's it going?
Another little things. Oh, very good, Jeff. Very good. Awesome. You'll be back hopefully to buy more for me. That'd be great.
Oh, they bought something that arrived in a pizza box. I hope it was pizza.
Yeah, right. I've noticed that a lot of different companies are doing a lot of stuff with, there you go. A lot of stuff with surveys. I think in the last 2 weeks, I've gotten surveys from Amazon, Etsy, eBay, whatnot, and SiriusXM.
Amazon a 10-minute one. One of them was 10 minutes. I don't even think I finished it. It's just like, this is going nowhere for me. I think I just stopped. And they're really right. It is really 10 minutes. So, because sometimes if you do it quicker,
a lot of them.
It was still long. Yeah.
Oh, I've had some of those where they're like expected time 15 minutes. I'm like, all right. I get done in like 3 minutes. I go, who the heck would take 15 minutes to do that? What are they like thinking about their answers or something? Gee, it does not apply. Does not apply. That was easy. Where's my free gift card? Couple of other things going on over here. Where was it now? Oh, this scares me a little bit. I use PayPal shipping for things that I ship out, and I sold a book on Biblio, and I paid $3.49 media mail shipping and shipped it out yesterday, as a matter of fact.
I got to interrupt. So everything you sell on eBay and Amazon or eBay, you use PayPal shipping?
No. I sold this on Biblio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I used the PayPal shipping to ship out the item on Biblio, $3.49 media mail. Mailed it out to yesterday, as a matter of fact. Today I get a $3.49 refund for that label from PayPal.
Why?
I don't know. It's in the mail. I paid for the shipping.
Is the tracking valid? The barcode valid?
I didn't check it up beyond that. I said, I mailed this out. I absolutely know I made it out. Yeah.
You're
PayPal. Yeah.
No, but I mean, has it gone through the post office scanning process?
I haven't checked that yet.
I would check that.
But I don't know why it wouldn't.
Because if it's not, then you would have contacted the guy because they refunded you. And then if it's tracking's not valid, they'll ship it back.
Yeah. But why would they do that? Why would they just all of a sudden unilaterally decide to give you $3.49
forever over nonsense?
That's true too. Couple of other quick little things. Something good. Etsy new seller application is much better than the other one. Yeah, I wouldn't know. I haven't had to go on Etsy other than to sell one item in 14 days. So I was doing item specifics.
What's that?
Exactly. Starting to catch up on my item specifics. And so one of the items I had the option of what it does is, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it makes suggestions on what item specifics you should use. Like it'll say, oh, you should list this in the art category, should be your whatever. And two things it was suggesting. One was it was suggesting that I put the magazine in as a monthly magazine because it was like March 1958. Yeah. Okay. The thing next to it was suggesting that I say that it was manufactured in the USA or United Kingdom.
Right.
I said, okay, great. All right, so USA monthly. So I click on monthly. It converts and puts the monthly in. The one next to it with where it's manufactured at changes to United Kingdom only. So now I got to click on it and scroll down to find the United States. I said, what? They don't print monthly magazines in the United States? Exactly what does this AI think that, oh, he clicked monthly, so now it can't be USA?
Right. Who's programming this thing?
I don't know. Work finger type looking. Somebody changes keyboard keys around. Yeah, I think that was you. That happened to you.
Oh, God. That did happen to me in April Fool's Day a few years ago. Someone also put a dead fly in my mouse.
Hey, you get picked on a lot.
Yeah.
Well, actually, what I had, Jeff, is I have had a 1 cent credit applied to 800 orders through PayPal, none of which ever get the 1 cent applied. It always says when I go to pay, you have a 1 cent credit that we will apply. And then they charge me the full amount. So I've been carrying that 1 cent credit for months now. Months. If I'm earning interest on that, I'll be rich in no time. Kind of crazy. Couple of do you remember a couple of weeks ago when PayPal said that they were going to fine people $2,500?
Yes.
But that was a mistake.
And I was so glad I'm not on PayPal, but go ahead.
And that was a mistake. Yeah. And we were talking about now, how exactly do you mistakenly put in that we're going to fine people $2,500? They rolled that back out. They're doing it again.
Oh, cool.
So it turns out it wasn't a mistake after all.
Oh, good.
They pulled back on it because of all the negative publicity.
What do you have to do to get fined $2,500?
I guess if you spread misinformation, I guess like if I'm guessing if I'm like selling quack medicine that says, oh, this will protect you from COVID and COVID's not real, but if it were, this medicine would help you. And I'm trying to sell that kind of stuff. Crap like that. I guess.
What did you say? PayPal sucks.
Is that misinformation?
No.
There you go. So that was, they brought it back. Some other good news. There you go. 65 weeks of the credit.
Is it really 65 weeks?
It is.
That's scary if Cards for Kids knows that.
No, it's 71 weeks. Okay. 71 weeks, 2 days. But
let's write that down. 71 weeks as of today, and then next week.
And 2 days.
Yeah, it's 70 weeks. Gotcha.
However, and that's funny that he said that and that you said that. Do you remember I was saying that I had 24 days of vacation that I had to use between now and April 1st?
I think we all remember that. Yeah.
They changed everyone. They changed the rules. Okay. They now will allow me to carry it through till the end of 2023. So now I was going to be going austerity, and like when I went to Madison Bachville, not taking the Monday off after and everything. So now I've got 24 days I can use whenever I want next year.
Nice.
So I'm not going to be taking days off in February just for the heck of it, which is pretty good for me, I think. So now we're going to head on in, and hopefully you guys are interactive on this. We got through everything pretty quickly today. We're going to head on into the main topic today. And we need some participation from everybody today. But there's a reason why I'm bringing this one up. And today's main topic is, it's been said there's a collector for everything. Can you think of any crazy things that you have sold to people that they say, oh, I collect? Or can you keep your eyes open because this is what I collect? Now, I know that in the adult stuff, you definitely have.
Yeah.
The adult stuff you definitely have. And there are some creepy people collecting creepy things. And there's this type of picture. I'm not looking, and I'm calling the authorities. There are the few crazy people like that. But I'll give the perfect example. There is somebody out there that collects photos, which isn't odd in and of itself, but they collect photos of people or of things that have comic books in the photos. So if you got two kids reading a comic book, they want to buy that photo. If you've got a store with comic books in the back,
it doesn't matter how old or new.
Nope. They just want photos of comic books. And that's something or other that they sell. Another one, do you remember?
Well, we got 8,248 sitting in this living room.
I can make a lot of money just taking pictures.
Do
you remember the many years ago, we were looking through stuff to see what it sold, and somebody had sold, remember the photo booth photos? Now people collect the photo booth photos. Somebody had sold a photo booth photo that this was the photo. So the person put their hand up to stop the photo because they didn't want their face in the photo. That sold on eBay for over $200.
How old was it? I mean,
it looked to be 50s, something like that.
So I guess it's 50s, but geez.
But but just a regular photo booth photo will go for $8, $10, $6, whatever it is like that. But because the guy had his hand up over it, it went for $250. There's another gentleman who used to reach out to me. What were those things called? Bop bags, I think they were called.
Yeah.
They are about, 4 to 5 feet high, and they'd have a character on it, and you'd punch it at a weighted bottom. You'd punch it, it would fall down, and it would pop back up, and the kids would love it because they had Rocky and Bullwinkle on it or whoever it is. And he collected those, and he wanted to know if the catalogs had pictures of those in them because he collected those in the catalogs of them. Problem was, he never bought them. He just always wanted to know if they were in there, what they were, but then he never ended up buying them. So after a while, I'm like, nope, they're not in there. They're not in there because, again, I'm going to waste my time looking for all this. The first few times, oh, yeah, it does. It's got 2 pages of them, and here's what they are. And after a while, it's like, nope, they're not in there because you're not going to buy them. I'm not going to waste my time. And that was back when my catalogs were $10, as opposed to now when I charge more because I do a lot better job of listing. And that was also back in the day where eBay would charge you. Remember when they used to charge you $0.25 for a second picture?
Yeah.
That was back in those days, so you couldn't put another picture up, or it wasn't worthwhile to pay $0.25 every month for a second picture on something or other. Smash the like.
Forces in the house. How's it going?
And then there was yet another gentleman. Remember Charlton?
Yeah.
Comic books, magazines, all that kind of stuff. He collected Charlton, and so then if it was some obscure magazine, I would list Charlton in the title.
Yeah.
Or if it was a situation where I don't know what else to say, I'll just put Charlton because the guy might come across and buy it.
Yeah.
And he was buying all the different Charlton things. And the important thing to knowing what the various people collect is it helps you with your keywords. Because I was putting Charlton in there. Yeah. I know that this gentleman collects photos of comic books. Well, if I'm out and I see one, I'm going to buy it. And then I'm definitely going to make sure I list comic book photo in there because the gentleman will collect it.
Sure.
Yeah. It'll definitely help your sales. Yeah. That's big in the postcard world. Subtopics of topics. One guy I know only looks for 1950s street views with red traffic lights. Wow. Okay. Wow. See, thank you, Popeyes. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And I would never have had the slightest idea whatsoever about it. Popeyes knows that, and he'll list red traffic light on there, especially if there's room in there. He's like, what else am I going to list? I'll list red traffic light in there. So paying attention to what the people out there are collecting definitely will help you because there are times when you just don't know at all what to put in there.
Sure. Yeah.
Can you think of any other people out there that have asked you on crazy things or odd things? Things that
I think are really odd. Yeah, I don't know. There's people that collect any type of yearbook. Like who would want yearbooks that are related to what you went to or something like that?
Oh, that reminds me. There's a gentleman that collects Princeton football, which is fine.
Yeah.
Except he said, I'll make it easy for you. I'm going to send you the dates I want. Now, I understand that if random neighborhood kid went to Princeton, from 2020 to 2024, okay, maybe I want the yearbooks and things related to that.
Yeah.
This gentleman wants like 1867, 1871 through 1873, 1884. And I'm like, okay, but you don't want 1886 because no, I can't have that year. That doesn't fit into my collecting things. And obviously people collect things like number one issues of magazines, number one issues of comics, keys of comics. Those people know that people collect
comics.
Coverless. There are all these various things people collect, but then there are people out there that'll collect golf covers on comic books. Or, what does sell very well? Here's a little
serial killers.
There you go. Barbershop covers. People collect comic books with barbershop covers on them. If you got somebody cutting hair on there, definitely make sure you list as many things you can: barber pole, shears, haircut, teeth buyers. Okay, Jeff, we've not had that one before, but I'm sure there are. Well, obviously there are. Though.
I think you told me this one. Weren't there people out there buying jars with farts in it from a girl?
And there were people buying that. Yep. Through OnlyFans. Yep, I sent you that. Sent you that story. What did you buy?
I wanted to start creating it, but then I think she got in trouble. So I had all these jars built up. These mason jars.
There you go. Troy knows he never buys. He just wants scans of the pages. Okay. Yep. So apparently he's still around, but he stopped asking me because he knows I won't answer. I'm selling my new postcard scanner as we speak. There you go. Make sure you list red lights on cityscapes. Yearbooks are second highest category. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And there's something or other that they are long tail, but they do sell. They do sell for pretty good money there.
Yeah.
And obviously photos are a big thing. People like the Halloween photos, things like that. They definitely do like things like that. That's something that blew my mind when I first started getting into the hobby, because I'm like, why would anybody want a photo of somebody else?
Yeah.
That's not famous. Obviously, I understand
something
that.
they collect like ones in caskets, people in caskets.
Oh yeah, the post-mortem.
Can you sell them on
photos.
eBay still or no?
I believe you can, kind of, but you don't want to. People collect mourning cards, the cards with the the letters with the black around the envelopes and all that stuff. They collect all that kind of stuff just for that.
Wedding, what do they call them?
Wedding photos. There are people that collect wedding photos.
No, but isn't there like a card where they have this day and day, or is that the invitation?
Yeah,
when you go to the wedding too.
Yeah.
Though, yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why they don't have a divorce ones. Like, hey, we got divorced. You mail them out.
Candy bar.
I collect my wife's bills.
There you go. Candy bar wrappers. Those are good sellers for sure out there. People do that. Collect tortoises and turtles. Whoops.
Hold on, what are we at here?
Tortoises and turtles. Well, there you go. But yeah, people collect pictures of things like that. They collect old car pictures, but then I guess I know Auction Professor has mentioned that if you show the front of the car and you got a license plate on there, that sells for more because people can track that down. It's just kind of crazy, but if you pay attention to what people say and what people are collecting, you kind of get a view in there, and then you've got some new keywords to use as well. And you've also saying, hey, people are collecting this. I know people are collecting. I mean, how many times have I in the Bolo video sold something like a bag, and we're all sitting there going, why is somebody buying the bag? Yeah. Whether they collect them, whatever the reason is, even old bags sell.
Speaking of bags,
old bags,
I found what would you put the price?
Mermaid postcards. Yep.
It was a week before Halloween, so kind of late, but we did find it to get it on there. I don't know if they even sold yet, but 2 vintage Halloween treat bags, brown paper from like the 50s and 60s. You can tell they're real old. What would you price them in the lot?
The 2 of them?
Yeah.
I've sold smaller sized ones for $15 to $20 a piece.
Okay, I think we put them for 20 or 25 for the 2. I don't know if they sold, but I thought it was cool though.
Yep. Box of vintage new pencils. Customer wanted me to remove the pencils. Only collects the boxes. Wow.
That's why. That I don't get at all.
Wow. Whatever. Only collects the boxes, not the pencils. See, and I'm a completist. So for me, like, I would pay more for a box filled with pencils than a box with 11 out of 12 pencils.
He probably paid the same price. Why don't you just give me the pencils and use the pencils and keep them? I don't know.
No, but I'm saying I'm a completist. So I would, if you had a box with 12 and somebody else had a box with 11, I would buy the box for 12 from you and pay a premium on it because it's all 12.
Jeez.
Wow. Handmade gum wrapper necklaces.
Okay.
Wow. I've never heard of that either out there.
I think someone collects pictures of them wearing those necklaces too.
Probably is. Who knows what else might be out there?
Now, are we talking real turtles or just like pictures of turtles?
Probably turtle shells.
Real turtles would be cool, like 100 of them.
And just
crawling all over the house. Yeah,
send them off to her.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Big box.
Could like getting those through customs. Vintage Halloween is my weakness. Yep. Now that's something other again. I've known from early on that Halloween was good, but
there is a phobia. Yeah, pencil salmonella. Right? Is that what it is?
I think you pegged it. Are you a doctor? You just really went on TV.
No.
But even like old trucker hats, all that kind of stuff. Mesh hats. Yeah, you watch all that stuff, and then people are buying. Obviously, some of the stuff you understand there are pretty heavy collectors of things like tractors and things like that.
Right.
John Deere and the like. But then you get into just the oddball stuff. I mean, I was surprised years ago to find out that people collect spark plugs. They collect spark plugs. I don't understand it, but they do.
Ugly ties, ugly Christmas shirts.
That's true. Yeah, the ugly sweaters. Yep. There you go. Talk about those. So hopefully that helps you a little bit, though. Keep them coming, though, as to what the crazy things are that you've seen people collect. And I'm sure that definitely check back in this video because I'm sure people will comment down below as well when they watch it on the rerun. Because you just absolutely never know what people collect. And, they'll go around to shows, garage sales, flea markets, whatever, and say, hey, do you happen to have any? I collect this. I mean, I know I was amazed when I was like 5 years old. I used to collect bottle caps because they were free.
Yeah.
You could find them on the ground back in the day. And then I came to find out from my father that, hey, people actually do collect those. Those have value. And I'm like, I'm 6 years old going, why are people really collecting these? These are garbage. I'm literally picking them up off the ground. But sure enough, people obviously do. And some of them have tremendous value on the old bottle caps, let alone the ones with the sports stars inside and all that. Those you understand because those reach that, but they just want the other ones as well. Collected young teen boy Victorian cabinet cards like a girl would have a crush on young. Oh boy. Yeah, that's
you can find those on Whatnot for $1.
Wow, shots across the Whatnot. What's Whatnot done to you?
Nothing at all.
So keep them coming, and we're gonna head on into the rambling story of the week.
Not mine.
Nice. So today, what was the weather like in Rochester today, Mr. Magazine?
60s, I think.
Foggy, exactly.
Okay. Right.
There was tremendous fog all over the place.
That was my next answer.
Did you notice that?
A little bit.
It was like London pea soup. Terrible fog. Yesterday, my day job took me around. I think the furthest I got from my house was 8 miles. Today, I had to go 60 miles away because, of course, I did. And I had to leave the house at 6:45 in pitch black and fog because, of course, I did. So I'm driving, and it's bad. It is really, really bad out there. You can't see the hand in front of your face.
I have to interrupt. We forgot to mention. We wanted to see if you want to hear more of these stories or more basement stories. When I come back in a couple of weeks. Go ahead.
The fog was so thick you can't see your hand in front of your face, and I'm in the car. I mean, that's bad.
Especially with no depth perception.
But no, it was terrible fog today. So I'm driving down to the middle of nowhere for my day job, and I'm looking for an address. How easy do you think it is to see addresses on houses in super thick fog?
Forget it.
Exactly.
I can't see them half the time. Anyways, there's a tree in front of it, or the 6 is upside down, or there's no number.
So I'm able to catch an address here and there enough to kind of know, okay, I kind of know where coming up on it. I was on Route 19, which is fascinating to everybody not from around here. And Route 19 has a curve on it.
Okay.
The curve looks like an L. That's a fun little curve. So I go around this curve, and about 500 feet from the curve is the driveway that I want.
Okay.
Which I know as I'm driving by, and I go, oh, that's the address that I want. So I'm out in the middle of the sticks, and I'm saying, okay, I'm not going to pull a U-turn in the middle of this fog in the middle of a busy road.
Right.
I'm not going to pull into somebody's driveway and back out because I'm going to get killed. So I'm driving down, looking for a crossroad to make a turn on.
Right.
Driving along, finally find a crossroad. Oh, good, crossroad.
Mm-hmm.
Road closed.
Oh my God.
I said, really? But I saw a parking lot. So I kind of did a weird little turn in through the parking lot around the road. So I turn around. A semi truck wants to turn down that closed road.
God.
So I'm sitting there and he's making the turn.
Yeah.
I think he could have made the turn, but he didn't think he could have made the turn. So I'm like, so I throw it in reverse. I'm reversing down the road.
Why don't you video this? If you hit the GoPro, I mean, the GoPro would make it awesome. Jeez.
So I'm going backwards in this fog, not able to see anything whatsoever, praying somebody doesn't come up on me. Truck goes by. I go and I make my turn.
Yeah. Driving
along. However, now I'm on the wrong side of the road, so I can't see addresses because they're all the way across the street.
Yeah.
Oh, there's where I wanted to go. But I went straight instead of the turn because it was a weird little scenario.
Right,
so I drive around, finally turn around, pull into the guy's driveway. He wasn't there. I give him a call. Voicemail is full, not accepting messages. I said, geez, all right. I'll get on to my next case. Get in my car, drive to the next case. I'm looking at my directions. Guess how I get to my next case?
Your eyes closed.
Down the closed road.
Oh, cool.
So now I've got to find an alternate route in the middle of the fog in an area that I don't know. So I'm driving, can't find an alternate route. Now I'm like, I know I passed it somewhere back there. Now I've got to find another road to turn around on. Finally get turned around, finally made it there. They were ready for me.
Oh my goodness gracious.
I am counting these 71 weeks, 2 days very, very closely.
I don't blame you.
That was a bad day at work today. So how was your day at work? Mine was not good at all. Yeah, definitely the car has seen a lot. It definitely has. Good thing I unloaded a bunch of the stuff out of the back of it though. So
true. Yeah.
So I could almost see out the back window except for the fog.
Michelle wants to hear more ghetto CD purchase stories.
I'm always looking. I am always looking.
Oh, I bet he's got some paper maps still. Found him at a garage sale.
I did not use GPS. What I do is I use Google Maps in the morning and I write down my directions and then I go off of that. However, I did talk to my supervisor who had that area before me. And he goes, I told him where I was going after I got home and everything. And he goes, oh, you couldn't have used GPS. It would have led you to the wrong place. It can never find where you were looking for because it's out in the middle of nowhere anyway.
Right,
so that would have been a case where the GPS would have probably gotten me even more angry.
Jeez.
So another wonderful day in paradise. And you wonder why I want to get rid of my day job. I want to thank everybody for coming on out today. We had a fun show today, as always. We're going to have a fun show next week. Looking for topics, definitely. Like I said, it's going to be no Mr. Magazine next week. It's going to be Random Neighborhood Kid wearing the hoodie. So we'll hopefully have some good topic for him for next week. I can't wait for his rambling story. Last time he was on, he gave a rambling story that I didn't even know about. And I'm going, you did what with who? What? So that could be a little bit scary because
we got a couple weeks to build up a good story.
Because it's we're on here live and I don't know what story he's gonna tell that I didn't know about. So that should be a lot of fun. Do hit the like button if you haven't already. Do check out Vintage Syndicate and Ephemera Monday at 4:00 for a good auction. I put together a really nice auction for over on Facebook, Vintage Syndicate and Ephemera. Tuesday is 4:00 is Ephemera. Are you going to bring me more trade cards at some point?
I have to get them together next week. I'll get them together next
week. All right, very good. Because I do like to schedule those out in
Sure.
advance so people can stop by for the trade cards.
Yeah.
And stop on by tomorrow, 4:00 Eastern for comic books over on Whatnot. Got a couple of more comments. You can see what people are saying. Get out of here.
Oh, that's for GPS.
Oh, wait. Yeah.
Thank you, Michelle.
Do appreciate it.
All right.
There you go. Nice.
Take it easy.
You have a good night as well. Oh, good morning.
Good morning. All right. Well, we'll be getting up in a few hours, so yeah.
That is true. All righty.
We will try.
I will try, and I'll try not to drive through the fog anymore. It's been sun. I'm in the fog, so.
True.
All right, everybody. We will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.